Our guest for this week's Touch Base and Soul is someone who we spoke to back in 2020 after he won the Brazilian Barista Championship. Now, more than 3 years later, he's been crowned the World Barista Champion. The second-generation Korean Brazilian took first place at the international competition held in Athens, Greece this year in June. And his name is Boram. I'm delighted to say that he joins us now via video call. Mr. Hello and welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a huge honor to be back here after 3 years.
Yes, and back as the World Barista Championship. Congratulations on your remarkable victory. How does it feel to now be recognized as the world's best barista?
Thank you. It feels great. I think it's not just a big honor for me, but it's a big honor for Brazil. Brazil has never won this title before, and I think it will change a lot of things in how people perceive Brazilian coffee, and it will be a great future for our profession here in Brazil.
Great. We'll talk a bit more about that, what this means for Brazil. But can you walk us through what you went through during the event? I understand it is quite grueling for people who don't know. It takes place over 3 days from the first round to the final. Did everything go smoothly? Were you confident or nervous?
Yeah, I think it's quite dramatic, and it's a big ordeal to go through. Normally, baristas or World Barista Champions are very competitive and very experienced. Most baristas have been competing for over 5-7 years. And obviously, it's not only the 3 days, it's like all the training beforehand and all the preparation for the world competition. It's quite challenging. In my case, with my experience for the last 3 years, I've been training intensely for at least 2 months for this competition. And that would be like basically having like a high level competitive athlete type of schedule. It's basically training maybe 10 to 12 hours a day, training different routines and training techniques, and basically focusing all our attention into the competition for the last couple months.
For people who don't know, they might be curious. What do you mean by training? Why do you need 10 hours of training a day?
Yeah, of course. So basically, the barista competition setup it's 15 minutes where you're serving 12 drinks, right? And there's 4 judges, and you're serving 3 drinks to each of these judges. And this would be espresso, a milk-based course, and a signature course without alcohol. And basically, it's 15 minutes where you're serving these drinks, but you're also talking and presenting. So it involves a lot of movement and presentation skills. Obviously, you're not just talking about random information about coffee. It's basically like a Miss Universe type contest, if we do a comparison, because they're sort of choosing who's the next representative for the industry. So basically, we're talking about a topic that we're really passionate about, something that we truly believe that can change the industry. So there's very little room for mistakes because 15 minutes is a very tight time as well to be presenting. So that's why we have to spend a lot of hours practicing, making sure our movements are fluid and everything is working properly. So there's little mistakes happening throughout the course.
Right, I saw the video of the final and I believe it was exactly 15 minutes, your performance, or at least 14.59, 40 minutes, 59 seconds. So it's meticulously performed. I know it's very intense. There's a lot of planning that goes, a lot of practice, a lot of investment as well, I understand. What kept you going? Because you did it for 3 years, right? When we spoke to you last, you just won the Brazil Barista Championship and you were preparing for the World Championship in Melbourne that year, but it was cancelled due to the pandemic. But still, you competed in the Worlds in 2021, 2022, and this year as well. That means you're also a 3-time Brazilian championship winner as well, right? What kept you going every year through this intense process?
I think honestly, one of the big things is it's about keeping and setting our minds in this goal. And we always knew that when we started this competition thing, that it would be a long-term project, especially because of our lack of experience and the lack of tradition for Brazilian baristas to be winning these competitions at the world level. So we knew that it would take sort of a long process. We just didn't imagine, obviously, it would take 3 attempts. But obviously, some of the most experienced baristas, some may take 7 years or 5 years even, and it's basically chasing a dream. And that's one of the biggest themes that we talked about this year and this competition as well. It's about building into this dream and how the entire coffee industry helps us get there. And for me, it was chasing the dream of bringing this title for the first time for Brazil, and really elevating Brazilian coffee and Brazilian coffee culture into the world.
Let's talk a little bit more about the themes, as you said, of your, especially your final performance. I believe you chose teamwork and dreams as the themes.
Yes,
Can you tell us more about that?
of course. So basically, normally baristas choose specific themes that they're really passionate about. And for me, I believe that because my family produces coffee as well here in Brazil, I can bring this unique perspective into the industry where I can see the entire chain. Right, I see the coffees from production all the way through getting into the hands of a cafe owner and serving into clients. And sometimes the ultimate teamwork of our industry, where the producer is working together with a roaster, and the roaster is working with a barista, and there's many people involved in our coffee industry that sometimes they get overlooked. And I believe that with my unique perspective, being a producer and working in the entire coffee chain, is what inspired me, and also what I could do in a world level to elevate these people and be able to showcase all the meticulous work that goes into preparing an amazing cup of coffee.
So for you, winning the World Championship wasn't just about personal accolades, that you wanted to win the World Championship. I'm guessing you must be somewhat competitive to keep going every year as well. But for you, it was more than that.
Yes, of course. I think obviously there is the goal of trying to achieve this amazing accomplishment, but it's mainly because we truly believe that through this competition we can change the industry and bring new perspective and bring new points of view from customers, from other industry professionals. And I think that really motivates me, and I'm pretty sure it motivates most of the baristas to keep working so hard into competitions.
Right. And how much of a step up is the World Competition compared to nationals?
Oh, it is quite a step up. I think in nationals, obviously, it depends a lot on how much time you invest in practicing. And normally, obviously, some companies may have better resources. Like my family produces coffee, so I have better access to information and things like that, which makes my life a little bit easier. But at the world level, I think everything levels out, and basically you get there on the first day, and you feel like anybody could win. And when you get to the second round, the semifinal thing, it's highly competitive, and in the finals, it's even more. It's really hard to know who's going to win.
Well, you came out on top, and it's an amazing feat, as you said. And you were doing it not just for yourself, but for Brazil. What's the reception been like back home in Brazil? As we've mentioned previously before, I think Brazil is the largest coffee producing country in the world, and also the largest consumer as well now, I believe.
Yes, that is correct. I think Brazil is by far the largest producer today, and probably hitting first or second largest consuming country today, in competition with the U.S.
Right. And with that
Um,
backdrop, yeah, what was the reception like to your win?
yeah, the reception was amazing. I think I spent at least the first 3 weeks that I've been back home only doing media and interviews and TV. Uh, I'm so late on a lot of emails that I need to respond because I've been having to attend to all these media events. I think which is great because although Brazil consumes so much coffee today, it's not really consumers don't have their eyes really open into high specialty quality or high quality coffees like countries in Korea or in the US. So it brings a lot of awareness into the work that we do and the work that all these amazing producers here do. So I think it's been very positive, and I truly hope that we can change the market in the future.
Well, thank you for responding to our emails and doing this interview for us today as well. And what about your family? What has this meant for you and your family? Because, as you said, it is your family business producing coffee, you and your family owning coffee farms in Brazil. And also, I guess, as the son of immigrant parents in Brazil, what has it meant for your family?
Yes, yes, I think it's everyone is super proud and extremely happy. Obviously, we are Korean. My parents are Korean immigrants, and Korean families and Korean immigrants are quite the minority here. Brazil, it's filled with uh, second, third, fourth generation Japanese people, which it's good in the sense, but it's always a big challenge for Korean immigrants to succeed and be showcased in Brazil. And I think this brings the precedent about the work that we do here and how we have adapted, although we're only stuck into maybe second and third generation Brazilians as well. And I think it will be very good for future Korean immigrant sons and daughters into this type of profession and getting showcased in Brazil with different skills.
Indeed. What's next for you now? What does a World Barista Champion do now that they've won the ultimate title? Do you have any plans to try and defend your title? Because I understand that it was announced earlier this year that the next one will be taking place here in South Korea in the southern port city of Busan. Would you maybe want to try and defend your title in your parents' native country?
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, the barista competition is sort of like a Miss Universe type deal. So normally you don't defend your title; you just pass on your title to the next champion because the idea is for us to get a new face every year and really showcase markets in the globe.
But I understand that's not a
And this,
rule. You can
yeah,
defend your if you wanted.
yeah, I think you could try, but our lives changed so much already that I think it would be quite the challenge for you to try to defend your title. As of now, there's so many demands in terms of going into different countries, holding seminars, and talking about our success and our road to success in the barista competitions. Also, obviously, many opportunities for me to market my family's work and our Brazilian coffees. So as of now, I'm looking at my schedule, and I see at least 6 or 7 months of trips all over the globe, which will be pretty nice and interesting. And I think it's truly amazing what we can achieve at the global scale in terms of showcasing our work in Brazil and also being an ambassador for specialty coffee all over the world.
Well, it looks like you've got a busy schedule ahead. It's an amazing achievement, and we hope you enjoy everything that comes with that success. And we wish you all the best. We've been talking to the 2023 World Barista Champion, Amboram. Thank you once again for your time. We'll have to end it there.
Thank you so much.